Hi, very good morning to you. It's Jim from maverickstar Observatory. Guys, we're going to be looking at what's been going on over the last week with regards to Earth changes and anomalies. But before we do that, just want to mention that there's a link down there if you want to support what we do. And I'll just briefly explain what it is we're doing here. The reason why we set up this observatory is because we weren't sure what these mainstream organisations was telling us was accurate or not. And we go to various lengths to find out the information ourselves here at the observatory, record it and bring it to you, and that requires some bespoke equipment that most people don't have in their homes, like Geiger counters, CO2 meters, atmospheric oxygen sensors, the Trimag system and the magnetosphere sensor, and all our magnetometers that we've got around the world in Arizona, Canada, Australia, Hong Kong, here in the UK. We have built an observatory to get that information to you honestly, and hopefully we have over the years built up some trust. Sometimes we do make mistakes here. We did one only a couple of days ago, but I think most of you gathered what was really going on there. It wasn't 174 or 176 parts per million in the atmospheric CO2 reservoir. It was obviously 447. You can see today there's been a fluctuation of that reservoir. But the point is that we are a trusted observatory, doing it as a grassroots level, based on public funding. And it's not always easy because these pieces of equipment do cost money and also require time, and we've got some very good people around the world which are dedicated to bringing that information for us from their location. And what we're trying to do is expand our observatory as well, so that we've got more equipment in the field giving us more data on what's going on. So a big thank you to those few that chuck in a few quid here and there on PayPal. There are over now 10,000 people visiting the website every week, so we've done something right there. We've increased that from 7,000 for some reason, but still very little people click that donate button on the website, which is a little bit disheartening because this has to be updated, the information has to be collected. There's a lot of hard work that goes on in the background, and also I do myself put my hand in my pocket and purchase stuff that we need. Running an observatory, as I've learned over the years, requires maintenance, you motivating people to bring the information to us, and it's not easy when you're on your own. One thing we're blessed with is skills here. I've got the skills that I can apply, like programming, electronics engineering, CAD design, computer aided design, for the 3D printer and stuff like that, and we can build our prototypes and produce the equipment at a reasonable level for the observatory. And I would dare say we've probably got close on 150 to 200,000 pounds worth of equipment now at the observatory. If you was to try and approach a company to build it for us, that is simply because a lot of it is bespoke, like the muon detectors. We tried to purchase these as opposed to building them ourselves, and we was looking at neutron meters, which are larger elementary particles, as you may know, than muons, and they was asking £7,000 per unit for those. Can you believe it? We can produce these here at the observatory for just over £250 each, and we've got them out in the field now in Canada and in Australia, and we are hoping to get one into Russia and Brazil in the near future. So on with the report. I just have to, as running this observatory for you guys, I have to mention that link down there. It's it's uncomfortable having to do it. I am trying to find other ways to fund the observatory myself, but it's not possible at the moment. There are things in the works I'm trying to get sorted, and maybe at a later date we will arrive at that point. But until then, we need support here in order to keep the information coming to you. So atmospheric CO2 is at 421 parts per million, measured, within the last couple of hours. Atmospheric oxygen is 20.92, so both of those are within the normal limits. Nothing really to get excited about that. You've got the latest magnetic North Pole position taken on the 17th of this month, so just a few days ago. Background radiation is nominal again at 0.015 microsieverts. Volcanoes in eruption, just a couple more than last week, I think it was. 27 we're at now. We've got the largest earthquake over the last 24 hours. That's in southern China, measuring 7.3 on the magnitude. Muons per metre square per hour here in the UK is 528, and we've got muons per square metre per hour in Canada at 780. We've brought in Canada, we're going to be bringing in Australia as well, so we can see what the muon radiation levels are in Australia. Sunspot levels have dropped a little bit, they're at 1. We've got a quiet geomagnetic field, and solar X-rays are normal. And then we've got the jet streams as usual. Not much has changed in them. We know that they're unsettled, and we know that the one unstable over Canada, and for the reason for that being is obviously Canada is losing its magnetic intensity to Russia, and that is why the magnetic North Pole is migrating in that direction. If you follow the position of the magnetic North Pole that we do on the 17th of every month, you'll find that it is following that corridor to just below the South Arctic Circle in Russia. Whether it deviates as time goes on from that point on still remains to be seen, but it is definitely still heading in that direction, and there are no current signs of any deviation off that path. So in a nutshell, guys, that is the Earth Alpha at a glance. I know you've got busy lives, and I'll try not to keep you much longer. Just one more time, I'll mention that link down there in the description, and I hope a few more people step up to the line. There is another thing tomorrow. I've completed the 48th orbit around our sun, and in other terms, it's my birthday. If you want to buy me a drink, links down there in the description, and I'll say what I usually do. You take care of your loved ones, as always. Bye for now.